Hello, everyone. It's Pat. Welcome back to my channel and our video today, which is looking into the energies of this upcoming week. Today's the 17th of February. It's President's Day here in the United States. Holiday for me. I get to stay home and hang out and, in one of those sweatshirt and sweatpants kind of days, which is nice. And hang out with my kitty kind of day, which I always enjoy. And she's probably going to be making her presence known here in a moment because you know how cats are. They always kind of like to be, whoop, there's her tail, into your stuff to see what's going on. Anyway, so let's take a look at what's coming up for this week. And I want to wish a happy birthday also to my daughter, my firstborn child, my lovely, beautiful daughter, Jessica, today. Anyways, so some cards, I haven't picked them all yet, but I did start out with the Archangel deck for us this week. And going into this week, we have a message of courage. So I suspect that's because whatever's going on this week, okay, we are going to either need courage to face something, courage to take a step in a new direction, courage to speak up about something, courage to face the truth about something. Maybe you need to speak up and say what you really need to say, or have an honest conversation with somebody about something. So I think a lot of people, we are seeing actual demonstrations of courage. I mentioned in the February energy video for the overall energies of February, I think Archangel Raziel came up with Take Back Your Power. And I mentioned that I felt like there was going to be protests. And those are ongoing. There's protests going on today in New York City. So people are summoning their courage to step up, to put their foot down, to, say what they need to say, let their truth be known, and speak truth to power. And that takes courage. And Archangel Ariel is walking with us side by side, holding our hand as we do this. Okay. So Archangel Ariel is kind of like almost like a female Archangel Michael. She helps to bolster and buoy our courage. Okay. So I think her name means Lioness of God or something like that. So she embodies the strength of the feline. So it's my kitty showing up in my video today. So I'm going to pull from the fairy cards. I like pulling from the fairy cards for the week-to-week readings because I think the fairies are more in touch with the earth plane, are closer to the earth plane, and they are more in touch with our day-to-day events. Ooh, okay, this one jumped out at us. Trust your intuition. Okay, trust your intuition. What else do we need to know for this week, fairies? What's ahead for us this week? Music. I don't know if the Grammy Awards are coming up soon. Okay. So we had make music. Okay. And actually, what that came up, what popped to mind was the Grammy Awards that might be coming out or up. I'm not sure exactly when they take place. Maybe they already took place, but, it might have to do with people writing songs about this time in history. You know what I mean? There's been many famous songwriters, or we're just using music as a way of inspiring us, soothing our spirit. Music is a big, we might hear about something about a musical artist this week. I hope it's something good and not something, not something that's wouldn't be pleasant to hear, I guess. And we have the daughter card came out, and I laughed at it because, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, it's my daughter's birthday this week. So, but when I look at the card, I get a sense of the feminine energy that's coming to, that's rising. Okay. And it's in this picture, it's got the the image of a young girl kind of having a ride, having a ball on some flowers there, a young fairy girl. But to me, it has to do with the rise of the feminine power. And it's coming from our youth. And so there's a very young, youthful energy behind it. And that's rising and coming forward. Because, our daughters are going to remember this time when, the rights that were, there and in place, all of a sudden, there's people trying to take that away. And, they're not going to have any of that. And it could be that there's marches that are primarily either that are primarily women, or that are primarily about, women's rights, because that's really on the table this week. There was some vote for, taking away the voting rights of married women or something like that. I'm not fully versed in the details of what that is. And, the Roe versus Wade has been overturned for the time being. So there's a lot about this that has to do with women's rights, and, that coming up to the surface, and them maybe they're stepping forward with their own courage and letting their voices be heard. Okay. We also got this dreams coming true. So that's always a good card to get. Dreams coming true. It could certainly mean that something is coming to fruition for you. And it certainly could be that, there are some women out there who are pregnant and are having their baby this week, and it's a girl. So, that certainly could be a very legit part of that. Okay. So let's pull some clarifiers here with our tarot deck. Tarot, what's going on? What are the energies here? Okay. All right. Clarifiers. What's going on this week? Okay. So we got a Tower card that came out, which this card comes out when our foundations are being shaken, literally, if you look at that card. Okay, something's up. Something might be a big event that happens this week. It could be something explosive that comes out in the news, that, again, is tough to face. But so we're going to need courage, to look at that and do what we need to do. All right. Okay, what else is going on? Clarification. Can you give us some clarifiers? So, to trust your intuition this week too, I just want to say is, a lot of us are experiencing a heightened sense of intuition right now. And so sometimes it's important to pay attention to what you sense about something, a situation, or a person. Trust your gut, okay? And if a situation doesn't seem right for you, or something isn't right about it, that's what Spirit's telling us. If there's something going on in this, about what's going on right now that doesn't feel right to us, we need to pay attention to that. And, the Towers, I think something's being brought to light this week, something big, okay? Let's see, another clarifier here. Well, nothing's jumping out. So I may just need to pull clarifiers about what this is about this week. Oh, okay. This is a card. It's the Seven of Swords, which is about somebody stealing something from the camp. Okay. And now I did hear that the let's see, I'm not sure how should I call this person because of what YouTube picks up on, but the person who's working alongside number 47 and who's been into the Treasury and now I've heard is getting into the IRS, which has everybody's, banking and tax information. Of course, they didn't produce theirs, but they feel the freedom to go delving into ours, even though they haven't had any kind of security clearances or anything for that. But anyways, it's about finding out. Perhaps the tower moment that is coming up is we're finding out about something being stolen. Okay. That there's a thief, or that something is currently being stolen. Okay. So that's definitely about a thief stealing something from the camp. Okay. So we may start to get information that comes to light about things that have taken place. All right, what else going on? I will say that everything that did happen that came out in the cards last week, I did experience all of those, which was kind of interesting. Okay, what is next here? Anything else for clarification? Got the Ace of Cups in reverse. So I'm not entirely on board with the meaning of that, but in its upright position, it has, water flowing out of it, over like a cup that overfloweth kind of thing. So when it's upside down, it's not doing that. So I probably have to look at that for a moment. The one is, let's see, reversed, false heart, and instability. Instability and revolution is one of the things that and in the upright position, it's like the dove of peace is right in the midst of that, so when it's upside down, something's up this week, you guys. There's some kind of event, I think, that happens that is we find out about something being stolen, and it's it's inciting revolution, or at least in our country here in the United States. And maybe perhaps it's not just exclusively the United States. I don't mean to, it could be going on certainly in other areas of the world where people are standing up and saying, no more, that's it. We're not going to be walked on. We've had enough of history to know when people who are, have lots of money and are elite, and they don't care about, and they seek that only, they seek that domination, without regard to the well-being and the prosperity of those in their land, in their community, that people revolt. And it doesn't end up in the long run going well for them. One of the things that gives me hope in this time is this, and I may have said it before, so if I have, and you've heard it before, forgive me, but it's something I heard my brother say a lot, and it's from the Zeitgeist films. It says, and I don't know who the author of it is specifically, just that it's from these films. It says, all mortal power on its rise to empire has within it the seeds of its own destruction. So when we see these things going on in the world where there just appear to be people who are out to do whatever they have to do, lying, cheating, what have you, to gain more power, and without regard to how much disruption it causes, they just do it. They just plow into doing it and disregard the law, disregard, the guardrails that are trying to, keep society stable. In the process of doing that, they inevitably lay the seeds of their own destruction. Okay. Something they end up doing, or the things that they're doing ultimately end up turning against them. So that's the hope that I hold out right now. Okay. Because I think as we go into this, end of this month and into the next month, there's going to be a lot of things that we're going to find out about. So let me just see if there's any other word here from our angel Michael, who's our big protector, and along with our Archangel Ariel, what he says for this week. Archangel Michael, what's your message for us this week? Ooh, okay. Oh, I'm thinking he's going to come through with this big protector message, and romance angels are helping you. Thank you, Michael. Good to know. Oh, gosh. What do we need to know for this week? Hey, amongst all the, tower and disruption and the stealing of the camp, there's romance. That's always good. Oh, gotta love the angels. They're straight and to the point, but they're also kind of funny. They give us a laugh. So, okay. Well, there's a couple of things that happened here with what turned out. Card that fell on the floor. Came flying out of the deck, as sometimes they do. He says, let go of fear. Fear is the only thing that's getting in your way. That's basically what this card is about. And the other card that flipped out was God is in charge. All right. Couple of really important messages, along with the romance angels are helping you. So yeah, let go of fear. Part of that message is that, sometimes fear can be, yeah, it requires, letting go of fear requires trust in the fact that God is in charge. And, sometimes when not so good things happen, okay? I mean, think of when you get sick. My hair's going in weird directions. Sometimes it gets worse before it gets better. You can feel the cold coming on. You're like, oh no. And you start to get tired. You start to get chills. You start to get and for a while it gets worse and you feel like shit for a little bit before it gets better, but it does eventually get better. And you have to have faith and trust that your body is going to work on your behalf to help you heal. Okay. And you do have to take care of it in that time by getting lots of rest. So, it's kind of in some ways similar to, there's a lot of unrest going on right now. Our body is, in a sense, processing like a bit of an illness, and it may still get worse before it gets better. We may still encounter some ugly stuff out there that's going on in the political world. But, the messages are to have faith, to trust, and remember your spiritual practices. Meditate. Sorry, I gotta do what it is that you can do to nurture your own well-being, to take care of yourself, to stay centered and grounded and stay out of fear. Whatever that means for you. Now, sometimes for us, that is listening to music, and that may be why, that card came up for us, because the more grounded and centered we are, the less what they're doing can disrupt our well-being and undermine our sense of peace. The less it can make us fearful. Okay. We can feel stronger when we need to. So maybe that's part of why the music card came in here, because music and dancing and whatever can help us to feel better and more like ourselves, or playing with our children. So anyways, those are some of the messages that have come up for this week. I know last week's did come. I know it came true for me. Many of the cards that came up, I think one of them was about money, and yes, I did have extra money that came in this week. And I think the situation is trustworthy. There was a situation that came up in my life this week that when I first saw it, I was like, huh, what is this about? And I really, I did initially question it, but then I remembered that I got that card and I did find out that in fact it was trustworthy. So, and I think the other card Archangel Michael gave us was getting outdoors. Now, I'll admit I didn't get outdoors this week because we had some snowy weather that came in, and but I did get out there today, as blustery and cold as it was, because it was a bright, sunny, beautiful day, and it was nice to get out and connect with nature again, in all of her frigid temperatures. But anyways, so that was a little wrap up from last week. So anyways, it'll be interesting to see what comes up this week. I hope that you have a lovely week. And I hope this resonates with you. Please hit the like or subscribe button, leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching. And I look forward to speaking with you again soon. Take care, everyone.